My name is Allison Majias, and I'm here with my colleagues Victor Sanchez, Nicholas Tamayo, Savannah Navarro, and Juan Alvarez, and we were sent by the U.S. government to do research in Ireland to see if we should do business with them or not. So a couple of ground rules first. Please save your questions till the end, and please also no interruptions. Today we will be talking about religion, culture, major cities and tourism, economy and government politics. And now I would like to pass it on to Nick Tamayo.
Hello everybody, I'm Nicholas Tamayo. Nice to meet you. I'm a religion major from the University of Dublin. If you'd like to move on to the next slide. So, religion in Ireland. According to the 2016 census, it's a very Roman Catholic country. It's 78% Roman Catholic. That comes out to 3.7 million of the population. 10% of that population has no belief in a religion. You know, they're not of Jewish, Muslim, interested in any religion at all. And that stands at 468,821 people. Now my next point, a really big celebration that they have in Ireland is the celebration of St. Stephen's Day. He was a Christian martyr that died in the year 33 AD. Now it's not a very typical holiday that you'll see celebrated in other countries within the Catholic or Christian community. So this is quite unique for the people of Ireland. They commemorate St. Stephen on that day, so banks close, post offices, businesses in general, what you'd expect from a normal holiday such as Christmas or anything like that. One thing that's really interesting about this holiday is that children go from door to door collecting money for charities of their choice or for school projects that help them, you know, fund their education in that sense. But now let's move on to my next point, the place of religion in Irish society. So references of religion can be seen early on in the Irish Constitution, stating, "In the name of the Holy Most Trinity, from who is all authority and end, all actions of men and states must be referred." So right off the bat in their Irish Constitution, they have written that all their actions will be seen by God in the end. Now, even though they're not a very religious, government, I still think that it helps keep their morals in line, which is why that is placed there. The religious beliefs are acknowledged. The state acknowledges the homage of public worship is due to the Almighty God. So that means that their acceptance of freedom of religion, that no religion should be turned away. Everybody has a right to believe what they want. And Irish law does not favor a certain religion. Even though they are majority Roman Catholic, it does not affect your power in any way in the sense of the law. So now I'm going to pass it on to my partner, Savannah.
Hi, my name is Savannah Navarro. I studied abroad for 4 years in Ireland, and I'm here to talk to you about Irish culture. I'm going to give a brief introduction to the culture, and then I'm going to talk about food and drink culture, and then also business etiquette. Ireland was divided between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland in 1921. They are similar in culture, but due to being separated for so long, they are starting to diverge in culture. They have differences in accents, dialects, politics, and then also religion. Northern Ireland being more Protestant than Republic of Ireland. It's important when visiting the Republic of Ireland not to get the two confused. Don't refer to Republic of Ireland as being part of the UK, because Northern Ireland is part of the UK and Republic of Ireland is a completely separate country. For language, Irish Irish is the first official language in Ireland. Although it's not very common, people speak English in business meetings and in everyday life. Although you will see Irish translations on street signs and buildings. And then people do learn Irish in schools. In a 1991 survey, about 1.1 million people are Irish speaking, and that's about a fourth of the population. And then symbolism, green is usually associated with being Irish and Roman Catholic, while orange is associated with Protestantism, and white representing a truce between the two. So next I'm going to talk about food and drink. So food in daily life in Ireland is similar to other Northern European countries, but their traditional staples are potatoes, grains, dairy, and Irish soups. Although due to changes in lifestyles and professions, more people are eating ethnic foods and fast foods just like we do. Although a lot of foods maintain their important symbolic roles, such as wheaten bread, sausage, and bacon rashers. And then of course the national beer is Guinness, and they have a factory in Dublin. And then Irish whiskey, which both of which you can drink at pubs, which are considered the center of social universe in Ireland. And then business etiquette. When visiting or doing business in another country, it's important to be punctual because it's seen as respectful. Although Irish people are not very concerned with time generally, and it's not unusual for Irish people to be a few minutes late to meetings. So yeah, you should usually give your Irish counterpart leeway to be late. And then there's minimal inequality between people in the workplace as well. There's somewhat of a blurred division between managers and their subordinates. Their business meetings are usually unstructured, and they can be held at cafes or even pubs. And then Irish people are often less formal and more friendly than their European counterparts, so it's very easy to do business with them. Now I'm going to pass it on to Juan, who will give you a tour of Ireland.
Hi y'all. So my name is Juan. Today I'm going to introduce y'all to Ireland in all parts. So I nicknamed my slide Tour of Ireland because I'm going to show you the differences between the regions of Ireland. So according to Britannica, Ireland is home to 4.8 million people, and this spans over 32,595 square miles. Ireland is known as the Emerald Isle, and you can see from the pictures I've included that it's such a green and beautiful place that has so much scenery, which actually makes it more attractive to foreign visitors. It has a vast amount of castles. Due to the many conflicts in the history of Ireland and many violences, castles were often built to protect families. So because of this, there's actually so many castles in Ireland that it has the most castles in the world. That is something that the Irish people are very proud of, and then you go to Ireland, you would see a lot of the historical architecture in these castles. So it is also the origin, some fun facts, it's also the origin for the oldest yacht club. The Royal Cork Yacht Club has been around for some time and it's the oldest in the world, and it was originated in Ireland. It also has the oldest pub in the world. The oldest pub in the world is from 900 AD, and it is in Ireland. Now, going with that, Ireland also has the second highest per capita consumption of beer at 131 liters, which translates to about 34 gallons or 370 beer cans per average Irish person per year. That consumption greatly exceeds that of most countries except for Czechoslovakia. So you can see that the Irish are very fun-loving people. Can you go to the next slide? So when we're talking about Ireland, we have to look at I'm going to show you 3 different cities for 3 different types of people. And whether you're doing business or for pleasure, Dublin is one of the most popular cities in Ireland. That is because it is the capital and most populous city in Ireland with more than 1 million people. Now, it is a small city full of rich history. This is because Dublin is full of museums, castles, and also one of the oldest colleges within, the oldest university within Ireland is located in Dublin. Dublin as a capital serves as sort of a economic beacon for the rest of Ireland, and this is what draws so many people to the city, whether it's for business, tourism, or whether you're a local. Dublin is a place to be. Now, Dublin does have the youngest population in all of Europe with 666 licensed pubs. So over 48% of Dublin's population is younger than the age of 25, and that is because Ireland has the world's largest amount of young population. Over 50% of Ireland's population is within the realm of 18 to 35 years. So with the youngest population, Dublin is a very trendy and forward-thinking place. Now, I did put the 666 licensed pubs because, as we discussed earlier, the Irish like to drink a little bit. So if you're looking for some spare time from business meetings or you just want to relax, those pubs are open to any and all foreign visitors, and they're very international friendly. So now let's say you are in between business meetings and want to go shopping. It's also the home of Grafton Street, which it was at one point in the past 5 years the 5th most expensive street in the world. And that is because Grafton Street is filled with many businesses that are very high-end in luxury, such as Louis Vuitton stores, such as these other high-end boutiques. And this is what draws a lot of people to Dublin. Now, pro tip actually is to not go shopping on Saturdays, because that is when half of Dublin wants to go shopping. So if you're going to go shopping, do it between the weeks in order to avoid big lines and stuff. Then we're going to go to Black Rock, County Louth. Now, Black Rock is a small coastal seaside village. It's traditional, small, and sunny during most of the year. Now, right now during winter, it is a little cold in about the 40-degree Fahrenheit temperatures. But for the rest of the year, it's actually a pretty nice, small, quaint city that reflects a lot of the traditional Irish values that you would not see in Dublin. It's also a hotspot for a popular holiday destination for international visitors. Because it is a coastal city, it's a hotspot for many Europeans to go and enjoy the beach. Now, whether you want to be on the beach or you want to explore the architecture around town, Black Rock is a hub for a lot of green scenery. So you're going to see a lot of history, you're going to see a lot of scenery, and Black Rock is a perfect place to go and experience what Ireland has to offer. And finally, we're going to go on Carrick-on-Shannon, which is something I wanted to include in here because other than Dublin, Carrick-on-Shannon is one of the country's most progressive commercial centers. So wherever you want to go for business or pleasure or both, you would find Carrick-on-Shannon to be a perfect inland destination for many of your business needs. It is a business hub. There are many businesses who have moved their headquarters to Carrick-on-Shannon, and because of this, it provides a very great experience for business men and women, while also being very family friendly and very tourist friendly. So you can go there to do business, and then on your downtime, take pleasures in all Carrick-on-Shannon has to offer. It's known for its beautiful rivers and waterways, and you can actually go on fishing expeditions and river rides that show all what Carrick-on-Shannon has to offer and the beauty that is within it. So now that we've taken a tour of Ireland, I'm going to pass it on to Allison, which is going to talk to you about the economy.
Thank you. Again, my name is Allison. I am a financial analyst for the U.S. government, and I'm going to talk about import-export, GDP, and industry. So first, import and export. So Ireland has strict trade regulations and additional licenses for trade outside of the EU, but within the EU, they don't require border control. But there is a tax. So some of the regulations include registration of medicine and their brand names, and labeling the origin, composition, and care of textile, and the origin and quality of food if they're shipping out. But within the EU, they don't have to. So VAT it's a value-added tax, and they tax on the amount by which the value of something has been increased during the stages of production and distribution. And so some of the exports they have, and it's $128 billion of export, is medications and medical supplies. That is their number one. And right close second is chemical compounds and even human and animal blood. Some imports they receive, which is $75.2 billion, is transportation equipment like airplane, car, boat, whatever transportation, and tech equipment such as computers for their businesses. And they have a GDP of 68.9 thousand per capita. So here are some of their industries. So they're big on pharmaceuticals and chemical, and they trade mostly with United States. United States is their number one in export, and the UK is their number one in import, with 33.4 billion export to the US and 22.9 billion import from the UK, and ending with Switzerland for exports and France for imports. And so as you can see, pharmaceutical and chemicals are their equals, and right behind is food and beverage. As Juan mentioned, they are major producers of whiskey and beer. And then right after that is agriculture, and they have like sheepskin, and they send sheepskin out. And it's not on here, but it's very upcoming. They're getting bigger in tourism, as I read on a world report. And so now I'm going to pass it on to Victor to talk about Kevin.
Hey everybody, my name is Victor. I'm an international political analyst. I look at relationships between the US and other foreign countries, as well as make political theories. Today we're going to be talking about the government in Ireland, the government system, as well as the politics, and a little bit about the taxes at the end. So government. To understand the government, there's two parts. There's the part in Northern Ireland, which is part of the UK, United Kingdom, and the Republic of Ireland, which has a parliamentary democracy. So the parliamentary democracy is called the Ir Uachtas. You can see the name right there, it's pretty hard to pronounce. The President of Ireland is Michael Higgins, as well as the Taoiseach, which is the Prime Minister of Ireland, is Leo Varadkar right now. So as you can see, the government is headed by a Prime Minister. It also has a Deputy Prime Minister, which is called the Taoiseach. He is nominated by the Prime Minister of Ireland, and the Prime Minister of Ireland is nominated by the President. So this Parliament is made up of 7 to 15 members, 2 of which is in the upper branch called the Senate, and the rest of the members are in the other branch called the Dáil. As of now, the Taoiseach, the Taoiseach, and the Minister of Finance are in the Dáil branch. So a little bit of the politics. As I told you guys, the Republic of Ireland is a parliamentary democracy. Ireland is divided in 2 parts: Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. The Republic of Ireland has a written constitution, as well as the president, which has a little bit of ceremonial powers, not really that much power as the parliament has. And Northern Ireland, as I said, is part of the United Kingdom, it has a local executive and an assembly. The relationship between the U.S. is very good. It has a lot of ancestral common ties, shared values, as well as economic ties as well. Very good economic ties. Since the taxation in Ireland is very low, the United States has a big part in it. So some of the taxes are the basic income tax, which depends on how much citizen earns. The value-added tax, however, is a tax which is a general consumption tax, which is based on an increase in value or product or service at each stage of production and distribution. And the corporation tax, which is at a very low 12.5%. So today my colleagues talked about the religion, and they looked at different religious views. We talked about the Irish culture and the food and drink, different types of food. The major cities, different hotspots for visitors. The economy, talked about trade and industry of Ireland. The government, I talked about Ireland's parliamentary democracy. And the Oireachtas, as I said, the parliament. And so a little bit about the taxes. Thank you. Any questions?